Now, we all know what the situation is with Byzantines at the moment, right? We know that Byzantines is a little bit of a force to be reckoned with. The moment you let them chill, they boom, and things just explode. But I don't think Kiljardi, with his name being Kiljardi, is going to let his opponent get there to boom. And with that, I'm hearing a little bit of a sheep noise in my ear, which means we will be heading into the next game. Are you ready? And just like that, we're looking at our blue player Baltune on the Byzantines. Love that alliteration. Thank you very much, Baltune, for making this an easy cast. Opening pretty normally, getting quite a chunky little cistern off there. As a new Byzantine player myself, I love to look out for that positioning. It does get a nice little lump of wood with an edge of a bit of stone. And on the other side, Kiljardi, just living his best life, letting Jeanne work, getting that sweet, sweet experience.
You're really enjoying those Byzantine games, right?
I love Byzantine so much.
Right, as far as the spawns go, we've got 2 forward goals for each of these players. Baltune is a happy person right now with his back berries there. Nice for the winery. Very defensible with the wood line there in the corner as well, where he can easily wall it off if he so chooses. And here the other corner also with the gold, with the wood line there, very convenient, and those extra berries.
Yeah, a very easy wall that you can put down there and just secure those resources. Now the thing is, with the Byzantines nerf that are coming, I call it a nerf,
Look,
but it's just a little
nerf.
tickle. It's a tickle. So the Byzantines nerf coming in, I don't expect people to be losing games just yet, but I am seeing a lot more berry plays in our futures. So we'll be seeing if Kiljardi already is ready to, I don't know, punish these Byzantines for just existing. Now, we know that Byzantines is not that reliant on sheep, but for him, I think the most important is denying sheep, and that's exactly what he did. Look at that loot coming back to the base. That is a disgusting amount of sheep that his opponent is not going to get, and we know Jeanne is a hungry woman. She needs a lot of food.
She's a very hungry woman, and then you're always putting yourself at risk because you have to go out on the map. There's the forward deer right in front of your goal, so that's quite nice. But the boar is rather exposed at the top, and the other deer also rather far away. So Baltune has some window here for punishment. School of Cav coming out. Jenny's building it with one of her friends, and Baltune, of course, going for that winery.
And we love a good winery because we know it doesn't give wine, but it does give a lot of olive oil. So we'll be seeing Mr. Baltune with his wonderful mercenaries in due time. And honestly, as a new Byzantines player, I always ask myself, what is the right move? So what do you do when you ask yourself that question? You ask the pro players the question because you lowly conqueror player, you do not know anything. And against Jeanne, I'm just expecting to see jabs. Because what you usually see with Jeanne is they pump out a lot of archers, and jabs do pretty well against that. Then when you go into castle, you already have your units set up that deal with knights pretty well. So yeah, I'm expecting Baltune to be pumping those out the moment he gets the chance. Now the thing is, Kiljardi is going to need to find some damage, and I feel like Baltune's gold is a little bit exposed. He's getting ready to wall up the rest of the base, so the knights just don't sneak in there.
Yeah, those walls coming out immediately. He does not want to take any chances with Kiljardi's aggression on the top side. I'm really feeling the jabs because I feel like it's like a 50-50. You can go for the longbows, you can go for the jabs. The longbows deal better with Jenny herself.
Yes,
but the jabs would be better against the archers. If he's just gonna go like full defensive though, I feel like the longbows would be a really good choice. We'll see this one. The neutral market is unfortunately far and away, so we're not gonna see that for now. Well, did you see Dragavan's production queue? I just fondly remember that with like 10 different types of units in there.
Oh, that sounds like a traumatizing event. No wonder you remember it.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Now, we don't see that little wall on the right-hand side of Baltune's base, so the knights will be able to sneak in there, and we see 2 popping in the queue instantly. Now, Jeanne is close to getting a level 2. She's probably still just working really hard to get that last bit of experience so she can join the fight. Now, will we see Archer Jeanne, or will we see Woman at Arms? Let's go see what we get. Oh, she's ready to fight.
It's the melee Jeanne. I mean, you expect the Limited to come out to counter your knights. Melee Jeanne is the best one to deal with that. You could potentially play the archer variant, but then you have the extra damage if they go javelins, and they also like die very easily to the longbows. Immediately going for that boar. I mean, he wants an edge. He's playing against the arguably best Civ in the game. Immediately going for that extra experience here for Jeanne, grabbing the food as well. Moving out with 5, so he can build a tower here and be fully safe.
Now, what I love about this is Jeanne is killing this boar and the villagers are ready to snack. Now, because of the huge amount of sheep we saw on Baltune's side, we know that this is going to be critical. The fact that he's going for that boar is risky, but again, you can be risky if you are the one controlling the pace of the game.
First
if you are
knight
the aggressor,
coming in.
Ooh, and that's exactly what he's about to do. Snacking on that first villager, takes a big hit.
Oh, Kiljardi's going for the dive though. That is ballsy, and nice blocks here. And beautiful play by Baltune. He activates the Agritor here to deal less damage, so it's a 3-shot instead of a 2-shot. Yeah, very, very nicely done by Baltune. Then again, the ability is now on cooldown.
Now, Jeanne is still looking for that free experience all around the map. The boar is quite aggressive here, but now with Kiljardi just securing that food source, we're going to be seeing more units, and we do see the archers starting to come in double archery range. So now the question is, Baltune, are we going to see longbows, or are we going to see those javies to deal with them archers? Now, the longbows do quite well against this, but the knights, they still fire all around. Now, he needs to make sure he doesn't lose anything to these knights, and I feel like Baltune is reacting perfectly. The Limited being in the right position, just making sure that, you know, there's no stray villager kills coming in hot. But you see the knight production has stopped. So these expensive units that we expect to see from Jeanne, just switching over to the archer mass, because this is something that's a little bit more manageable, especially with the resources available to him.
Yeah. I mean, this is exactly what we saw in the Valdemar game as well. He went for 3 knights. He pressured everywhere, was really aggressive, forced out lots of Limited, and then Valdemar overinvested into them, just expecting more and more knights, while there were actually 30 archers coming for him.
Exactly.
Second barracks coming out for Baltune now.
And that's the crazy thing about Kiljardi. You expect something, but you never know what you're supposed to expect. And this is the one place where you can see, if he had that wall up on the bottom side, it would have made such a big difference just in the constant harassment, and that's exactly what he's thinking as well now. He's like,
and
hey.
You got your wish. There are your javelins.
The javelins are in session, and this is why I do not make the calls. I just listen to the people who know how to make them. So the javelins coming out, this is going to be a good answer to the archers, but there's already quite a bit of archers. Now, Limited do deal quite well with them when they put the shield wall up, but it's still a spearman against an archer, right? So you don't want to take those for free. But now Baltune is pushed off of his gold. And I want you guys to notice how he used every bit and piece of the gold that he had. Because this is one thing that's so important with Byzantines. You need to get your upgrades. But once you do, you can pretty much just lay back and let the olive oil do the talking. First villager does go down, finally a kill. These scary knights not getting the killing blow, but the archers are destructive.
Yeah, Kiljardi's being super aggressive here, denying the woodline for now for Baltune. He might be needing to move to the other side though. He can't really pressure this right now. The first javelins are out, and he's losing quite a few archers here.
Now
he's just gonna go back for now.
Wall didn't go up initially because the pressure was quite a bit hard there from the bottom. We do see a little bit of idle time from Baltune there, but he does fix that instantly. And another archery range. Baltune, you need to get ready because Kiljardi is tripling down on these archers and he's ready for it. Now, with him being pushed off of gold, he's not getting those upgrades anytime soon to get the +1 range defense against these big masses of archers that are about to hit his way. The villagers, however, they do go for our berries because they want to get that free olive oil. And with the walls coming up, they're going to be able to.
Yeah, Kiljardi unfortunately just barely didn't see the wall come up. So he just turned away and got out. He's gonna go back now and realize, wait, where did this wooden thing come from? Still, Baltune has options now, right? He can go for the bottom gold. I think he's gonna try that in a second. Forward one is far and away, might as well be the other side of the moon. Baltune is sitting on 19 Limited at this point though, and there's only 3 knights.
The problem is those javelins are... javelins, they can target fire, but this is not going to be the easiest fight for Baltune to win. Also, same for Kiljardi. He needs to be a little bit careful and calculated about this. The scout does survive, not today, goes through the wall, or the gate, and he's back to safety. Now, Kiljardi, more archers along the way. We don't see anything crazy happening from him just yet, but I am expecting... Oof, I didn't expect this. And the fight does commence. The javelin throwers are at the front, and unfortunately the knights get a good shot off, and Jeanne is just enjoying that experience that she's getting for free, because remember, feudal fights is where she shines. She just wants to get every single dead unit around her.
Yeah, I mean, the time is working both ways, right? There's Jeanne's XP just going up and up and up, but at the same time, Baltune is scaling his economy. He's gonna get those farms up, get even more oil, even more jets out. Big engagement now, and Baltune is actually committing forward here. Has the shield wall activated, but he can't chase because he's slower when he has that on. At the same time, every time Kiljardi engages with the knights, the Limitanei will be there. So it's just trading out between the archers target firing those Limitanei, and it's the javelins trying to get the archer count in check.
Now the thing is, Jeanne did pull back because she did get a little bit low with these javelins target firing her, and she will go down.
That's rough. Okay, he has to spend the heal here though. I think this was a timed event. He was prepared for that, to use it just that second. Baits out the Limitanei, but he loses Jeanne in the end. Doesn't have the gold to immediately rebuy her here. 250 is what he needs. And Baltune secures himself the forward gold again.
Now the thing is, he may have secured that, but Jeanne did not mind dying there. She got a buttload of experience. She's so close to level 3. She's ready to summon those boys pretty soon. And once the gold comes in, I wouldn't be surprised that Kiljardi gets her back. But instead, he gets siege engineering. He says, actually, I'll wait for her to get here. In the meantime, let us get the siege engineering on the go. We're going to be making rams, and you're going to be pushed off that gold in no time, Baltune. Oof. The man is cooking. The thing is, he's spending that olive oil the moment he gets the chance. We see again 10 javelin throwers, a good amount, but against 32 archers, that is not something to be dismissed. Right now, another set of them going to be popping out, but I feel like this is a dangerous game for Baltune.
This is very dangerous, and he's totally committed to feudal age, right? He does not think of castle at all, like we saw yesterday. And he's just gonna go for more jabs. That is also why I feel like jabs is not the ideal, because you get less per batch than the longbows, right? So you can actually almost match a count of archer production. But going into so many Limitanei, yes, they take 30% less range damage, but this is a lot of commitment into a unit that is countered by what your opponent is making.
Exactly, and I think Kiljardi realizes, hey, Limitanei are going to keep coming my way, and with those limited amount of jabs that you can pop out, with my archery ranges, this will be a pretty clean push. And he does the secret to all pushes. Guys, if you want to push out your opponent, get those 3 rams going and head right to the base. So those rams are ready for a party, and they're coming in hot. The villagers do pull back from the gold. Baltune cannot lose these. Jeanne is back on the battlefield. She's probably going to make her way over there in a nick of time, just to make sure that she snacks on every bit of experience that she's about to get.
Kiljardi times as well, takes out the tower immediately. He doesn't really want to commit here unless he sees like a good opportunity to take a very nice fight until Jeanne arrives.
Now these javelin throwers are desperate to get some damage done going forward, but the knights, they do scare them off a little bit. But these javelins, you need to be able to micro them so well. You see the Limitanei just activating that shield wall, trying to live a little bit longer, but the archer numbers are disgusting. They are just making sure that these Limitanei do not survive this fight. The javelin throwers are desperately trying to target fire, and they are doing some good work, but these rams are chomping away, and Jeanne is here. She's ready to get that experience, and she's about to hit level 3.
So much experience, and there's the level 3, immediately calls in the champions, and Baltune is honestly very much in trouble here. Jeanne being aggressive, she can't really engage as long as there's Limitanei there, because she is now ranged. She's now a cavalry unit, and yeah, there's the GG call. Like, turns out going Mars Limited into Mars Archers might not be the best call.
Something Jeanne d'Arc not viable anymore?
I had this discussion with KP. Jeanne is officially the best Civ now.
Well, in the hands of Kiljardi, I think there is a lot of civilizations that you might not expect to clap the cheeks of many others.
Look, did that look hard to you? That was rather one-sided, I would say.
I don't feel like it was one-sided. I felt like, yes, the unit switch could have happened as well, but I just don't think they had the answer in that moment. Jeanne loves to fight in feudal, and I feel the forward gold maybe was the reason we didn't get to that point of the game.
Like you don't have the option to flee to Castle Age at that moment.
Exactly.